Hello, this is Jeff Phillips, and I'm a retired band director from Tennessee, and did that for about 34 years. And I have been and am currently the trombone instructor at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. Been doing that for about 15. I know I'm well preserved. He doesn't look that old, is what you're thinking. But I want to talk to you about a thing that I keep seeing, especially on some videos that people have done with their playing on the internet and on Facebook now, and also with occasionally I get video submissions for, what do you think about my playing? Critique it. I get those from students or prospective students. And then also this happens in live auditions also. And it's a topic that we love to talk about. As band directors, we love it. And as brass players, I think we really love it. And that is breathing. Breathing, I love to breathe, because considering if I'm not breathing, I wouldn't be talking to you and you wouldn't be listening. But breathing, of course, is very important. I've been fascinated with that as it relates to brass playing since I was in junior high school. I used to hear teachers and stuff talk about breathing from your diaphragm, and then I'd go to biology class and it's like the diaphragm's function in the body, and I got all confused. I'm like, I don't understand this. And I would write trombone professors and professional musicians, and I'd say, explain to me how to breathe. And some of them actually wrote me back, and I found their letters a couple of years ago that handwritten things by some of the trombone greats in our field. And so that I've always been sort of interested in that. And I've had some great teachers that that was their thing. I mean, we would talk about breathing forever, and I learned a lot about it. And I think as a band director, we do those. We do breathing exercises with our kids a lot. At least I hope you do. There's a series of videos on how to do this, and lectures on it. You go to clinics. It's a big thing, big topic. And as trombone players especially, I think we are probably the worst geeks about it. Trombone and low brass players. But here's some things. Breathing in general. What changed my whole perspective was getting with a friend of mine who's not a musician. They're actually a doctor of Chinese medical arts and healing. And several vocalists and other musicians in the Nashville area have been to him. Dr. J. Michael Woods is his name, if you want to look him up and take part in one of his seminars sometime. And he teaches breathing from a different perspective, but it relates to music and relates to everything else that we do. So I'm going to go through a couple things that maybe you've heard, and a couple things that I hope now you hear, if not for the first time, that might change your perspective on it. Okay, this is typical breathing exercise in your band room. Without any training, band directors, teachers will tell the students to breathe in, and they'll breathe in, especially the littler kids, and they'll go. And, hopefully they've been told, oh no, don't breathe from your shoulders. No, keep your shoulders relaxed. Okay, great. And then they go back to breathing and say, we're going to breathe in for 4 counts. And you hear them go. And then they might hold it and they'll go. And then the director or teacher will go, now release it. And they'll go. And they'll do this. So they're forcing this air in, and they're holding it, and they're getting really tense, and then they're forcing this air out. All right, let's stop and look at what just happened. Breathe in. I have tension in my neck muscles. Yes, I'm getting the air in, but because this is tense, I'm not getting in the maximum that I should. Second thing, hold it. So I've got air in, and I'm going, as I'm holding it, yes, I've got tension here. Maybe good for an exercise, I'm not sure. Not good for your digestion. And then I'm holding it, I'm still tense here, everything's tense. Maybe I'm even tense here. And then what's the next thing? I exhale, and they say, sizzle, and I go, sss. My jaw is locked, my teeth are locked together, I have tension here, more tension. Tension relates to bad airflow. Tension relates to bad blood flow in the entire body. Bad airflow, bad blood flow. It also relates to just tension in your arms. You'll get that. And even it affects the way we play up here. Free playing, free breathing is what we should be all about. So just a really easy, very elementary exercise to do that. And then I want to demonstrate something on the instrument here. So as we breathe in, we want to, yes, back to the old thing, keep our shoulders relaxed. But we want to breathe in so that we expand down here. And you don't have to get like all into the biology about it. Just as you breathe in, you want to push down. So all your guts are going to squish down. There we go. And I like to think about it as if you've ever seen a bullfrog. If you haven't, look up bullfrog, Google bullfrog. And their whole body expands before they make that incredible sound. So we're going to breathe out, even in the back. Think of like that, okay? So we can still do that and do the count. So we breathe in, and you're going to have a little rise in the chest, but that's just be from natural causes, not because you're forcing that out. So, and breathe in, try to keep everything relaxed. I've seen one thing that I do like occasionally from teachers is they have these little PVC tubes, and they'll have students put those in, which that's really good. It keeps this open, keeps your jaw open, keeps your teeth open, and it makes that air go right back into your throat. So it's really, that's actually a good thing. And I've expanded, but the next thing you want to do, it's hard to do this and talk at the same time, is just breathe right back out. Not the holding it before, because that creates tension. So we're just breathing in. And straight back out. You don't have to make a sound. If there's a sound being made, something's in the way that's causing that. It should just be a natural in and out feeling and sensation. Just now, coupled with that, try to breathe through your mouth as a wind instrument player. Let me show you the difference in the thing that sort of set me off on this whole little journey. I got on my right glasses. I'm just going to play a little passage here. Trombone players are very familiar with. I'll play it how I would prefer to hear it. I hope. Okay, a little nick or two on a note that I would maybe edit out, but I'm not because I'm doing this live. But here's how I hear this a lot. I hope my dog doesn't howl. But here's what I hear a lot on some things on Facebook and stuff when people are playing, not necessarily students, these are professionals, semi-professionals. distracting to the music. I hate to hear these beautiful flowing melodic lines and somebody's got a beautiful sound and it's just going along and all of a sudden you just go and interrupt that, because that becomes part of the music that you're conveying, is that gulp. And trombone players, low brass players, I think we're worse about that than others. I can't really think about a whole lot of flute or clarinet players that I've heard playing and making that sound. But we do it. I think, we're obsessed with our instruments are large, therefore we must take in a large amount of air. Okay, but we don't have to announce it to the world, do we? You can still breathe a full tank of air that'll last you for as long as you need to without making that sound and disrupting the airflow. Think if we like to think of our instruments as vocal instruments, and especially the trombone, it's a vocal instrument, it imitates the human voice. Well, would we want to hear a singer go, da, 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 da. That would be funny. That would be crazy. That would be no, of course not. So as a vocal instrument, let's see if we can take a little bit of that sound out of our playing. Okay, it'll also help you to breathe just in everyday life. Get up in the morning, take about 9 or 10 breaths in, out. You can do them on counts. Do it before meals. Do it before you go to bed at night. It becomes just a habit. Some of you have gotten in the habit of going, and it's going to take a little time to break that. And trust me, the people that you play with that are sitting around you, they'll enjoy it better too. So, happy breathing. If that struck a nerve, then you're probably one I was talking to. Have a great time.